Bill Parker is 94 years old and a veteran of Arnhem. He began the war as a reservist or terrier with the Cheshire Yeomanry, but he soon transferred to the Parachute Regiment as a signaller. After completing his 8 training jumps, he was dropped into Arnhem at the start of Operation Market Garden. He had a heavy radio strapped to his leg, and he was sent ahead of the rest of his platoon to send and receive messages in Morse code at the drop zone. Bill didn't know he was on his own until he boarded the plane.
There were about 8 other soldiers in this plane, but they were doing a different job. I had a radio with me, and I was to have that when we arrived. That's why I went early. And I was on my own then. And when I got on the ground, I got the set up in terms of in the woods. And of course it had the wrong batteries in it, so it was useless.
Now on his own in enemy territory and without communications, Bill had to hide from the Germans just 200 yards away. He suddenly spotted a friend of his, along with an RAF airman and a wounded soldier. To get to their position, he had to make it, unseen, past German positions.
And they were away, and there was a tank here. And we had to go in front of the tank if we wanted to join them. And we waited and waited and waited and nothing happened. So I took a chance and got across and joined up with them.
The men took shelter in whatever buildings they could find. Joe Jones and the RAF airmen went off to find food.
They went down to the main road, went into the kitchen there in one place, and were caught in the cupboard, hid in a cupboard. They were then taken prisoner, and that was it. I didn't see them till after the war. They were taken prisoner.
Bill managed to make contact with the Dutch resistance. 2 young women came to pick him up in a cart. He squeezed in behind their seat and hid.
Unfortunately, there were 2 attractive girls, women, and the Jerry's came over, one did. And when he came up, he's sitting talking to her, and he put his elbow on my leg. And it's the worst 10 minutes, I suppose, in my recollection, because if I'd moved it, we'd have all had it. But I managed to keep it still, and they ultimately got away.
The Dutch resistance moved Bill from place to place, eventually sending him safely back home. By the time Bill arrived back in England, he'd been missing for many weeks.
A lot of it wasn't pleasant, and I've tried very hard to forget all about it. Hence I can't tell you very much, except that it was an experience which did me no good at all, I suppose, or anybody. It was quite an experience to be at Arnhem and be part of it. And I think we're very lucky to be here, very, very lucky.
Bill has returned to Arnhem many times in the years since the war, but the days and weeks he spent in hiding still haunt him. Charlotte Cross, Forces News, Cheshire.